Hi Gary, thanks for joining us. Could you please
Pleasure.
introduce yourself and where you're from?
Sure, Garry Yovich, CEO at Direct Couriers.
Wonderful. Now Gary, Direct Couriers and yourself are really welcome and appreciated to be part of the charity gala ball coming up. Tell us why it's so important to you.
Look, I guess as a business that started out as a small sort of family business and almost 30 years ago, and with the same sort of owners and current managers still in place, I guess we still have that same culture and understanding of what a family business is about and supporting local charities and just doing the right thing by people. And that culture hasn't changed as big as the business has got. We still want to maintain that's those sort of values for a business and what we can do in the community.
Wonderful. You mentioned community. Care Factor is really bringing together the whole logistics community right across Australia.
Yep.
Tell us a bit more about Direct Couriers and why, how you've grown through the whole industry.
Well, fundamentally, if you go back sort of 15 years ago, all we did really was deliver international sea freight and air freight. That was our main business. So the international forwarding market, the logistics market, has been our biggest vertical, and it still is. Since then, the business has grown and developed. We've started a refrigerated division. We've got our own interstate line haul division now. We've got a contract logistics. We've got home delivery. So it's really grown outside of the forwarding industry into a whole lot of different markets. So it's certainly a more diverse business than it was many years ago, that's for sure.
Yeah. And I'd love to get, because you've been in the industry and you're quite across so many of those verticals, what's your view of the industry, right now? It's been through a couple of tough years and there's probably still tough times ahead. What's your view as one of the industry spearheads?
Well, I guess like from a local transport perspective, it's one of those things that's never going to go away. People need freight delivered, it's got to get picked up. And as much as technology develops, it still has to be picked up from point A, taken to point B. So our industry will always be around. The international forwarding market, that's a completely different beast on itself. Just seems to be getting more and more consolidated with the bigger businesses buying other ones. But again, that market's never going to go away because while we import and export goods, they need freight forwarders to make it happen.
Yeah. And I think, logistics supply chain broader has been a great way through the challenges to create some awareness, but the Care Factor Ball is all about creating awareness for Dolly's Dream, the childhood dementia, some wonderful causes. So if we can increase that awareness through the whole supply chain community, one of the cool things is that so many of the stakeholders such as yourself and the organisations involved is that we can really spread the word of these two charities really well.
No, absolutely. And look, and they're both great charities. The hardest part's got to be selecting which one to actually support because there's so many great charities out there.
Yeah.
But there's no doubt these are great causes and we're more than happy to be involved.
Yeah. Gary, you've probably seen a lot of advancements and a lot of increased expectations from customers over the years. What's happening in 2024?
Well, there's no doubt. I guess the customer demand just gets higher and higher. The speed of delivery, the visibility, data integration, the whole IT piece is just significant. It's basically what we do. If you don't have that IT interface and technology behind you, it's very hard to compete in the market now. Fortunately, it's a big thing, big part of our business. We invest a lot of money in that to make sure we stay at the forefront and try and be a leader in that area. And the customers, their requirements are diverse, particularly this whole e-commerce space. And whether it's the last mile, middle mile, or it's DC to DC, the timeframes and the requirements are so precise that you've really got to be on your game to get it all right.
Yeah. So Gary, the name's Direct Couriers, but you're much more than that now, aren't you?
Yes, you know what? It's a little bit deceptive in the market because it sounds like we're just a small parcel, delivery company. The reality is we have more trucks than we do vans, and the trucking side of the business is now the biggest part by far. Particularly the new interstate line haul division. We literally started doing a couple of interstate jobs a week, and now we do a couple of hundred a week with a whole bunch of subcontractors working exclusively for us. We've developed our own technology around the whole COR process, fatigue management, and all the rules and regulations, compliance that we need in that area. We just found that, I guess what was in the market from a technology perspective didn't hit the mark of what we really wanted to do. So we've developed our own technology to make sure that we are more than fully compliant and are offering the safest possible service that we can for our drivers and ensuring that the customers are getting things delivered on time, but that the drivers are safe, they're doing what they need to do, and we're doing everything 100% according to the law.
Fantastic. Yeah, Australia is one of the toughest compliant markets right across the planet.
Yeah, absolutely. And we think the measures we've put in place are above what the market requirement is, but that's where we want to stay. We want to make sure we're doing more than we actually have to.
Yeah. And you mentioned refrigerated cargo as well. So are there any specific verticals that Direct Couriers specialise in?
Yes, pharmaceuticals, basically medical. That is by far the biggest vertical in that refrigerated space. And that's a combination of delivering freight for international forwarders, so when it arrives in Australia and getting it to a refrigerated facility, or actually moving cold chain type product for pharma businesses and various other medical supply businesses, Red Cross, whether it's blood and plasma, that sort of thing. So it's become a really big part of our business.
Wonderful. And just a final thing about the team. You mentioned it's a family business. Coming together for the Care Factor Ball, I think it's a great opportunity, as we said before, to showcase the industry. But I'm sure the whole, let's say, family and the organisation behind Direct Couriers are really proud to be involved.
No doubt whatsoever. It's like I said, it's that same culture, it's the same people. We've been there for a very long time, and we want to do everything we can to support the industry and the community and the charities that are that they support as well.
Fantastic. Congratulations on all that, and look forward to seeing you on the night.
Thank you. I'll
Thanks.
be there.